Hello to all you history-loving warriors out there. I am the Walking Warrior, and today I am up the Medway Maritime Hospital, and I have got something absolutely fantastic to show you, and that is that beast of a clock tower that you can see in the distance. So today's video is on that lovely looking magnificent clock. So I'm just going to walk my friend Leslie in for a scan, and once she goes in and has it, I'm going to sneak out the back of the hospital and get a better look at this clock, because you can't really get to it from the front. So I'm going to go out the back because I need to get right up to it and touch this magnificent beast of a clock tower. So as you can see, I'm out the back of the hospital now, and it still doesn't look like I can get right up to the base of the clock to say hello. And I really want to, because so far on the channel, everything I've done I've been able to get up to, touch and say hello. So I really want to do it to this clock. I want to keep that going. So I will try my hardest to get right up to this magnificent brick beast. And just look at it. Oh, look how nice that thing is. And if you have watched the video on the chimney water tower on the channel, you'll know how magical that water tower is and how lovely the brickwork is on that water tower. It is absolutely a special thing, that water tower. And this clock tower must have been made by them same brickies, because just look how special all that lovely brickwork is. And this fantastic clock was built just after the water tower chimney. So the water tower chimney was built first, and then this magnificent clock was built. So it probably would have been done by the same lot of bricklayers. And them bricklayers who built the chimney water tower and then this clock tower really were a talented bunch of men who really did know how to lay a brick and a bit of cement and turn it into a work of art. Because just look at this clock and look how lovely it is. And I bet there's not many brickies today kicking about in their transit van who could build this as nice as it's built. So as I said, this clock tower was built after the water tower chimney. That was built first, and then this clock. Because what happened, I've been reading up about it. This hospital used to be the Royal Naval Hospital. It was opened by King Edward VII in 1905. So that's how old this hospital is, 1905. So basically, the hospital was all nearly finished. The water tower chimney was built, the wings of the hospital was built. It was right nearly finished at the end, and they found they had money left over from the building of the hospital. So they decided to blow the lot on this magnificent clock. So they paid to have this clock built right at the end with money that was left over. And I have been reading up on it, and it says this clock, when it was built in 1905, cost £100. But look at it, surely it costs more than that. I don't know whether to believe that or not, but I did read that online. They said it cost £100 to build this clock. So basically, the hospital was finished, there was money left over, and they blew it all on this lovely clock tower. And to me, that was money well spent. Just look at it. And if it really did only cost £100, it was an absolute bargain. Look what I got for £100. It's fantastic. So yeah, this was an afterthought, this clock. The chimney water tower was planned right from the beginning. It was in the plans of the hospital. They planned to build that because the laundry is underneath it and everything, and the hospital needed water, needed a chimney. So that water tower chimney was planned right from the beginning. But this clock was like an add-on afterthought, so it was a bit like an extension. Because they had money left over, they built this clock. You just imagine being one of them bricklayers. You've just finished that water tower and the foreman comes round and says, we might have another little job for you boys. Bricky would have gone, oh yeah mate, what's that? He would have gone, oh, we want you to build a little clock. All right mate, no problem. How big is it? Same size as the water tower. Oh, I bet them bricklayers just looked at the water tower and all had a little cry and thought, oh, I might resign, I need another job. I can't face that again. Bricks, 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 bricks for another year. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. But they did do it and they made a lovely job of it. And I've just noticed something. Look, if you look really closely, there's an owl up there standing on the banister. A little owl. I wonder if he's been there since 1905. And I wonder what his name is. He might not even have a name. I'm going to give him a name. I'm going to call him Alfonso the Great, the night watchman of the Medway Maritime Hospital. And it really is worth coming up here to see this clock and the water tower chimney. They are both fantastic. The video doesn't show how great they are. In the actual flesh, when you are here, they are both mighty impressive structures that really are worth a look. If you're into that sort of thing and you live near this hospital, it is worth coming up here to have a look, because they are just magnificent. And you can say hello to Alfonso. And just look at that stonework. Oh, look how lovely this thing is. Just look at them balustrades. Oh, I'd love to get up there and have a little wander around. I bet you got a fantastic view. And I bet them columns are absolutely lovely when you get up close to them and actually touch them. I bet that's just magical up there in the top of this clock. And just look at the size of them stones. The ones in between the bands of brick. The big stones holding all the weight up. How the hell did they get them up there in 1905? They didn't have cranes. Oh, how did they get them up there? Them stones are absolutely massive and must weigh an absolute ton. So you have to take your hat off to the people who managed to get them stones right up to the top of this clock. Because on the video you can't really tell how high this clock is. That is why it's worth coming up here to see it. Because this thing is massive. Just look at all them lovely corbels going round the top. It's all done to match the water tower. The water tower has them. And just look at them really nice carved bits round the top of them big stones on the corners. And the fancy bits on top of the columns. There really is no need for all that. It really was just done for no other reason than to make this clock look fancy. So it's just like nowadays they wouldn't do that. It'd be done on the cheap. None of that would be there. But back in 1905, this was a no expense spared. Make it look as grand as it can. Builds. And that's what I love about these old builds from back in the day. All that fancy bit, there is no need for none of that. It is just being fancy for the sake of being fancy. And I like that. That's the way things should be done. In my book, that is doing stuff properly. So years ago, yeah, they fancied it up, added bits that there was no need for. But when you look at them, all them bits really turn it into a lovely work of art. Without them bits, it might be boring, but not with all that fancy work. This thing is just absolutely lovely looking. Right, I'm on. I have been waiting here. I have found a little bit where I can get right up to the base of this clock. But I don't think I should be going up there, and there's been people standing there. So they've just gone. So I'm going to be as quick as I can and just go and say a quick hello to this lovely old clock. Hello, clock. You are absolutely fantastic. And now you are one of the stars on the Walking Warrior channel. I'll say goodbye as well, clocks. I shouldn't really be up here. So it's hello and goodbye, Mr. Clock, and you are fantastic. And I will definitely be back to see you and the water tower chimney again, 'cause I'm always bringing people up here, so I will, whenever I'm up here, I will come and see you, the water tower, and lovely little Alfonso the Great. And so let's have a look at the actual clock faces. Because after all, this is a clock, so they're a big part of it. And they are absolutely massive. How the hell did they get them up there in 1905? And I bet inside it, I bet all the workings of this clock are an absolute magical thing. I'd love to get in there to the workings of this clock. I bet it is a proper old Victorian lovely piece of engineering, the mechanism that runs these four faces. I might be wrong, but I bet it's all brass and really over-engineered and just really fancy, just for the sake of being fancy. So I bet it is an absolutely lovely thing, the workings of this clock. I really would love to go in there and go and see it. That would be like heaven for me, a day inside this clock. Oh, it would be fantastic. So the actual company who made the workings for this clock, they are still going. It was made by a company called Thwaites and Reed from Clerkenwell in London. That's right in the centre of London, Clerkenwell. That's in the really old bit. And apparently it is the oldest surviving clock company still in existence, and it dates back to 1610, and it's still going now. And not many companies have survived that long, so it must be a really great clock manufacturer to still be going to this day. And I think now they specialise in looking after all these lovely old clocks that are scattered across the UK. So they do maintenance on them and keep them all running. So let's look at the roof of this thing. As you can see, the roof's a work of art in its own right. That roof is lovely. And it does remind me a bit of a roof off an old church tower, or them really lovely roofs you see on the French chateaus. It's got a nice flared bit round the bottom. That is another bit that was just added to be fancy. So yeah, this roof is really high. They could have made it lower and more boring. But no, they went all out and made that roof as steep and as high as they could. And just look at it, that roof really is a fabulous looking thing. So I'm back at the front now. This is the view of the clock from the front of the hospital. So when you come in, you park your car, this is how you see the clock from the front. But it is worth going round the back so you can get a better look at it, because it looks much bigger when you are round the back. And you have to go round the back if you want to see the water tower chimney, because you can't really see that from here. That is round the back of the hospital, so you have to have a little wander to find the water tower chimney. And if you are up here, it is definitely worth going to see the water tower chimney. It is just fabulous. And also round the back is the old wings of the hospital. There is a lot of other parts of the original hospital still standing up here. I've been wandering round there and having a really good look at them. And there is some really nice buildings round the back of this hospital from when it was originally built in 1905. So they're sort of hidden up round the back because the big modern part of this hospital was added onto it when it was turned into the NHS hospital in 1961. So there is some really nice old buildings round the back, so on another day, when I'm bringing someone else up here, I may be bringing Leslie back, I shall bring my camera, go round the back, and I shall do the wings and the other old parts of the hospital, and then do a video about this old maritime hospital, the history on it and all that, because what I've found out is very interesting, this old hospital. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe, because I will bring that video to the channel a bit later down the line. Not sure when, because the people at the retirement home, hello you lot, they've been watching these videos and they really like them, so they're making it all worthwhile for me doing it. But because I done the little water fountain for Leslie, all the others seem to want me to do something, so they have got a list of stuff as long as my arm that they want me to go and do. So I am going to be running round here, there and everywhere. But I don't mind, because if it makes them happy, I'm very happy to do it. And to tell you the truth, I'm quite enjoying doing it, because there is nothing I'd rather do than get out in our glorious land that is called the United Kingdom and seek out and hunt down really nice stuff for me to take a look at. That is when I am the most happy. So that's about it from me. I've had a really lovely couple of hours up here with this clock. It's absolutely a special looking thing, built back in the day by a real craftsman, and the workmanship that's gone into this with the stones and the brickwork, it's up there with anything I've ever seen. This really is a spectacular looking thing, and the bricklayers that worked on this really was a talented group of men. And as they built this spectacular looking clock tower and the amazing water tower chimney, please message me what one do you prefer. If you've watched both videos, just out of interest, I'd like to know which one you think is the best, the water tower chimney or this clock. My vote goes to the water tower chimney, because it's a chimney and a water tower, and you don't get much better than that in my book. But a lot of other people might prefer this clock, so just out of interest, message me and let's see what people like the most. And I will say the results on the channel so we can find out what people like. And probably everyone's going to vote for this clock, because it is a lovely looking thing. So everyone will vote for the clock, and then I'll be left thinking that I am the only weirdo in this world who loves the water tower chimney. So I'm off now to see what other delightful things I can find. So let's go and explore.